everyone. So, funny thing happened. I was on the Twitters, as one is this morning, and I saw this. The social media service, Twitter, said the Republican Congresswoman has violated its policies on coronavirus misinformation. Twitter permanently suspends Marjorie Taylor Green's account. Twitter on Sunday permanently suspended the personal account of Representative Marjorie Taylor Green, also known as the Crazy Lady, a Republican of Georgia, after the company said she had violated the COVID-19 misinformation policies. Twitter suspended Ms. Green's account after she tweeted on Saturday falsely about the extremely high amount of COVID vaccine deaths. She included a misleading chart that pulled information from a government database of unverified raw data called the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, or the VAERS, a decades-old system that relied on self-reported cases from patients and healthcare providers. So, incredibly not accurate. Good. Twitter said that Ms. Green had a fifth strike, which meant that her account will not be restored. The company had issued her a fourth strike in August after she falsely posted that the vaccines were failing. Ms. Green was given a third strike less than a month before that when she had tweeted that COVID-19 was not dangerous and the vaccine should not be mandated. Ms. Green's official congressional account at MTG remains active because tweets from that account did not violate the rules of service. We've been very clear that per our strike system for this policy, we will permanently suspend accounts for repeated violations of the policy, Katie Roseborough said in a statement. The company allows accounts to submit an appeal and will potentially reverse the suspension if the violating post is proven to be factual. On the alternative social media platform Telegram, Ms. Green said that Twitter is the enemy of America and can't handle the truth. Does this bitch seriously think she's America? What? Her suspension comes as coronavirus cases have surged again in the United States from the highly infectious Omicron variant. New York's recorded over 85,000 new coronavirus cases on the last day of 2021, the highest one-day total in the state since the pandemic began, officials announced on Saturday. Jesus Christ. Twitter has long banned users for sharing misinformation that could lead to harm. In rare cases, the company has permanently banned high-profile accounts, including the account of the former president, Donald Trump, over a risk of further incitement of violence after a mob of Trump loyalists stormed the U.S. Capitol last January 6th. There is currently no evidence of widespread major effects from the coronavirus vaccines. Last month, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention said Johnson & Johnson vaccine could trigger a rare blood clotting disorder now linked to dozens of cases and at least 9 deaths in the United States in the past year. The agency recommended using other approved vaccines instead. Well, Johnson & Johnson, get fucked, I guess. The VAERS database, which is managed by the Food and Drug Administration and the CDC, has been cited in many coronavirus falsehoods to push the idea of side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine. Has been claimed they've been underreported. A spokesman for the FDA declined comment, but pointed to the overview of the VAERS system, or the VAERS database on the FDA's website that said the VAERS report generally cannot be used to determine if vaccines caused or contributed to adverse events or illnesses. Yeah, because you're letting people do self-report. There's no way that's accurate data. In March, Twitter introduced a policy that explained the penalties of sharing lies about the virus and vaccines. People who violated that policy are subject to escalating punishment known as strikes and could face a permanent ban if they repeatedly do this. Ms. Green is crazy, fan of Donald Trump, QAnon, thinks the global liberal elite, can't talk today, run a child sex ring. Ew. Let's see, is there anything else we need to know here? The FDA should not approve the COVID vaccine, but they did because they totally...
That's what she said.
Oh, that's what she said? In August, Ms. Green said Twitter, the FDA should not have approved the COVID vaccine. She said there were too many reports of infection and the spread of the coronavirus among vaccinated people, and that the vaccines were failing and do not reduce the spread of the virus, and neither do masks. Which, by the way, is what she said, not what we're saying, and also, she's crazy. So, let's talk about this. Right now, COVID-19 is spiking because of a number of things. The first one is that there are no lockdown measures. Despite the fact there's been a few articles that have come out now said that Omicron is actually in the process of basically pushing a soft lockdown. People are using masks less, and despite the vaccination rate going up, the problem is that with more variants leads to the possibility of ones that may have an easier time still creating infection. I am not a virologist, so I can't tell you any of that stuff. What I can tell you is what Vera Rona in chat said is correct. The ghost of Andrew Wakefield still haunts us. If you haven't seen H. Bomber Guy's video on the anti-vax movement, just check it out. It's good stuff. Horrifying stuff, but a good video. The reason why I wanted to share this is, one, it's tremendously funny. Because this woman's insane. But also, I want to point out the fact that this is exactly what we want. We need to support and push any social media platform to ban these people anytime they violate TOS. That means anytime someone says anything transphobic, you report them. That means they post shit like that, you report them. These are what these functions are there. This is not harassment. You don't have to respond to them. I actually advocate not to. But what you can do is report them in their account and make it very clear that they're engaging in inappropriate behavior online. I'm a big fan of TOS. Despite the fact that it does hinder our actions to some degree, it also makes things protected. It makes it so people can't just start yelling incredibly terrible slurs in chat. Or just have, anti-vaxxing videos on YouTube that are trending at millions of, views. The fact is that we need to deplatform people who do this crap. I'm very quickly losing my desire for a democratic way of handling this. I really do think at this point, people who do this should be just removed from office. Because the problem is that this is behavior that is causing harm. The people that listen to her, the dumbass idiots who have been taken in by her incredibly awful cult grift, are going to continue using inappropriate medications and avoiding the vaccine and refusing to wear masks and incredibly keep hurting marginalized people. Remember, the fact is that these people need to be removed from these sites. They need to be dealt with in the most effective way possible. One of the big issues that was on Twitch recently is that people were using the report system to attack trans people. We need to take back those systems. We need loud enough voices to push back on these platforms because this stuff can't be on here. The fact that they did this is a really good thing. Same reason I'm really glad they got rid of Donald Trump. He actively incited an insurrection. As far as I'm concerned, him and every single person that was there are traitors. The people that coordinated with them are traitors. And while I couldn't give a fuck less about this country, the fact is that we know what the rules are for that. We have to be clear about the fact that these people organized something with the attempt to overthrow the United States government. Marjorie Taylor Green is part of that. Marjorie Taylor Green is absolutely a nutbag. She literally believed forest fires were started by Jewish lasers. When I say that conservatism is pathological, this is what I mean. Because conservatism is always based on the fear that you're going to lose something or you are losing something. Some group, something is coming to take away your liberties or something. And so what it does is keep people in perpetual fear, and then fear propagates. People start to talk. They start to throw ideas. Well, what if it's this? And eventually you get these conspiracy theories, like the Jewish space laser, or the moon landing was faked, or any number of things, because fear propagates fear, propagates fear, propagates fear. Obviously, we've made a number of videos about COVID-19. Please wear your mask. Please wash your hands. Please get vaccinated. If you can get the booster, do it. If there are people that you love that are refusing to get the vaccine, I am advocating directly for you to alienate those people. That may sound harsh, that may sound cruel, but I am kind of done fucking around on this. There is no reason to associate with people who actively want your harm.
Yep.
Because that is what their bullheadedness and their nonsensical anti-intellectual nonsense brings. I think there needs to be a very strong push of not putting politics aside with certain family members or certain friends. I've had friends of mine who have done really dumb shit, like gone to large events. I have been to one event this entire year. Do you know what it was? A safe New Year's party where everyone was masked up, everyone was vaccinated, and everyone kept distance as best as they could. That's it. I've been to one event this year. And one that I was very careful about, and we're now in quarantine for the next 2 weeks on to be safe, because the CDC just recently changed the quarantine guideline, or the
quarantine guidelines to less time.
Instead of 10, was it 10 days? Now it's like 5 because
but there's some
corporate interest?
Yeah, there's some weirdness in what the data is actually saying and why that change happened. So
I just want you guys to understand this. These people are crazy, and they'll say, oh, well, you're crazy too, you think you're a woman. Well, I am a woman. By every medical understanding, gender is not biology. Even the things you call biology are not necessarily gendered. Just because someone has this organization of parts versus this organization of parts or this organization of things doesn't come with all the things you think it does. These people are anti-intellectuals. They are individuals who are essentially believing in demagogues and psychoses. I highly recommend you push all of your friends and family to do as much as they can. I know it sucks. I know quarantine sucks. I know not going out sucks. But stay with this stuff, because the problem is there are people who are literally going to push to try to stop any attempt to deal with the COVID-19 disease. And as far as I'm concerned, Marjorie Taylor Green is just psychotic. This woman has actively tried to argue about trans identities with no knowledge of them whatsoever.
Oh, no, the space lasers. I mean, this is that person. Like,
yeah. So just take that all into consideration, and please feel free on Twitter or whatever social media site to laugh at her excessively. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
It is great that they did this, and I want to see more people off. I would love to see Matt Gaetz, a accused, the accused child trafficker. Yeah, he should be off social media too. Just saying. But with that said, do you have anything else you want to add?
Nope. Yeah.
All right. Then, guys, we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, consider donating to us. You can support us on our website, transgirltherapist.org. You can also help us on our Patreon, link below, or you can become a member here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching.